Hello everyone, this is Kim Kwamina here, also known as Q. I have a raspy voice right now because I'm getting over a little something, but don't cry for me, Argentina, because Ganoderma knocked it right out. So before the illness got a hold of me, I was able to knock it out. So go ahead and you guys make sure you have all of your capsules, okay? You won't regret it. Basically, what I do is anytime someone asks me a question, either at convention, the weekly meeting, or on Facebook or something, and it's a question about something that they heard me comment on or something that I do, I feel like if this person had a question about it, maybe there's someone else that has a question about it as well. And so that's why I'll do like a quick video and just throw it up on YouTube. So this video is going to be about what I call my weekly meeting bag. It's right here. Let me do my Vanna White, get my Vanna White on. Okay, the weekly meeting bag. I'm going to go over its contents and just tell you why I bring this bag with me to every weekly meeting, even if I don't have a guest. All right, there were, I'll say like about a few weeks ago. Well, a few weeks ago where we had a training and Miss Avant did it, and she was talking about how we all should do things with a spirit of expectancy. Not only just in general life, but in our business as well, in our business especially. Okay, because she was saying that, you know, oh, well, maybe you guys have your materials, but your materials are in the car. Even if you don't have a guest, bring the materials with you, because what if you meet someone in the area, in the hotel lobby, in whatever the meeting location is? We're not all the time in hotels. What if you meet someone in the area or right before you go into the room who would go with you to the meeting? Now you don't have your materials. And it does make perfect sense. Also, it shows the leader who is doing the presentation that you are a prepared distributor. And you guys, the leaders, watch everything. Oh my gosh, they pick up on every single thing that you do and you say. So when they have a room full of people, but they don't see 2 boxes of black and 2 boxes of latte, they know this market is really not wishing for much, and you don't want to contribute to that type of feeling. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to go ahead now and go over the contents. The first 2 things I have at the top are for me. This is my journal that I keep my weekly meeting notes in. As you know, if you've seen my journal video, journals are extremely important to me, and my weekly meeting notes are very important as well. So I keep them in a centralized location with one specific journal. Okay, your calendar. Bring your calendar with you. And mine is covered in, you know, things that I like, things that I aspire to have, my dreams, my wishes. This was a project that Mr. Imonitier had us do one time with covering our journal. He said you should look, not journal, schedule, calendar. He said you should have your calendar with you all of the time. You should look at it every single day. And when you go to pick up your calendar, because your calendar is your calculator, you know, it's going to calculate how much you make. And therefore, you should be able to see the manifestation or the fruits of that labor every single time you pick up this calendar that will drive you to do the activity. And it made sense to me. So have your calendar with you. Sometimes even in a meeting, the leaders will say, how many of you have your calendar? And you don't want to be that distributor who slumps down in their chair like, womp, womp. Okay, you want to be able to say, I have my calendar. Now, likewise, put something in the calendar. Okay, because I'm not going to lie to you, I've done that before too. I've had my calendar with me, and it was blank. This is when I first started. I had my calendar with me, and it was blank. And so they were like, how many people have their calendar? And I was like, boom. And then they're like, how many of you will be willing to show me your last 30, and 60, and 90-day activity? And I was like, boop. And so you don't want to be that person either. Have your calendar, but have something in it, okay? Now we're going to go ahead and go into the contents of what's in this bag. And you guys, I chose a clear plastic bag. I did struggle with that because I was like, should I get a clear bag? But I got a clear bag on purpose because I want my prospects to know, the ones that are coming to the meeting, that I got their bag. You know, you always know during the meeting that they're going to say, when they do the 4-step training, you know, whoever you came here with tonight should have a box of black and a box of latte for you. So my prospects know when they see this bag, oh, that's what they're talking about. That's why she has that. in case I get started, she has my back. And you don't want to have it in your car, because when the meeting is over, let's say you parked on this side of the building and the prospect or the guest parked over there. You don't want to ask them to walk in the dark to your car while you rummage through things to give them their materials and then they leave. No, go ahead and do that right there in the meeting. Show everyone that you're prepared. Show your guests, this is how it's done. Whatever you do, they will do. And then the other guests around will definitely take note of you taking all this stuff out of the bag, giving it to them. And then those other prospects might feel like, oh, somebody else is getting started and they're getting all their materials now. They're ready to take advantage of this opportunity starting first thing in the morning. You never know. That might prompt someone else to go ahead and make that decision to get started as well, because people like to do what they see other people doing. So let's go through the contents. Of course, I have my gold magazine in here. And there's 2 of each thing in this bag, but I'm not going to take everything out. I'm just going to show you it and explain it. I have my gold magazine. You want to have that, of course, because that's your evidence book. I also have the Right Now brochure, and I know this is an extremely old one. But these things are really good. I actually still peruse the old ones as well, but I got to get the new one with, I think it has Mr. Greg Norman on it now. So Right Now brochure, quarterly newsletter. If you've never gotten that, you're missing out. I have 2 calendars for my new guests, my new distributor that will be starting, because of course they need a calendar. It's their calculator. I also have actually my own thing for my team. This is a folder for my team where I print out certain materials, certain scripts, certain things that are not in any of these other things that I think will just help them get started. The health newsletter, things like that. I have a CJM sign-in sheet for them to use, because of course we'll be planning their CJM immediately. I have my own applications on a clipboard so that, I don't even have to wait until the applications are passed out. If they want, we can get this thing popping now. Of course, I have your flip chart. You got to have a flip chart. Okay? So I have 2 of those in there. I have, you got to have Coffee That Pays. You got to have the Economy Equalizer. You have to have your presentation brochures. So I have 2 of these in there too, because of course your distributor is going to need that as well. I have Cash Cow. Mr. Bug said in a training one time, or maybe it was convention, I don't know. But he said that when your new distributor starts, they should drive home listening to the Cash Cow. So you got to have that for them. And so, of course, I do. And then, did I go over everything? Last but not least, I have a box of black and a box of latte, because you want them to start tomorrow or maybe tonight handing those samples out so that they can get their 10 customers, and they can, they're going to be extremely emotional when they leave the meeting. Of course, it's going to be a good emotion. You want to capitalize on that feeling, and you want to capitalize on that momentum and give them the product right then and there, so they even, who knows, they might get home and have a guest at home. They say, hey, drink this right quick, and, get this thing rocking and rolling. So these are the materials. I don't think I can hold them all up at the same time. Like I said, I love this bag because everything fits in there. I'm going to go back and look at when I bought it on Amazon, try to find a link for that and post that in case anyone wants the same exact bag, because I find it fits everything perfectly. Another reason why you want to do this, you guys, and it has happened to me, if you have a guest, you know that when we have break time in between the 4 steps training and the presentation, you take your guest up to meet the leader, right? Well, oftentimes, if your guest asks the leader a question about something, the leader might say, well, if you recall when I did the presentation, blah, 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 blah. And then I've had my leader look at me and say, hey, Kim, give me your flip chart. Well, if they do that, you don't want to be like, oh, it's in the car. Or you definitely don't want to go to another distributor and say, hey, can I borrow your flip chart? It just looks bad. It looks bad to your guest, and it tells your leader, like I said, tells your leader that you're not prepared. I've had it happen. I've had it happen. So learn from my mistake. So I always take this bag with me. Like I said, I hope that helps. I think I covered everything. I hope this is helpful to someone, and I will find that link at some point in time and post it in the description box of this YouTube video. I hope you liked it. If you did, then tell me you liked it. It's a thumbs up thing. Click that and subscribe to the channel so that when I post other videos, you will be made aware of that. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys